welcome to Live Interactive English. I'm Mike.
And I'm Rainbow.
And it's part 2 of Emily Blunt, the star who beat her stutter. Emily Blunt is a famous Hollywood actress, talented, beautiful, successful. But when she was a young girl, she had a stutter. She found it difficult to get her words out. But she overcame her stutter by becoming a young actress in school.
That's such a great experience to have as a kid. I did that too.
You had a stutter and then you became a Hollywood movie star?
No, not the stutter part and not the star part.
Okay, but you got confidence
just the
from
acting part.
acting in school. That's great. Yes, school theater can be a wonderful experience.
Theater is really good because when you're in front of a large group of people, you forget about being nervous. And when the lights are on you and you can't see anybody there, and it's you in your own world. I really enjoyed that feeling, and I had theater for about 12 years in my childhood, and that was very, very impactful, I think, just in getting to know other people, people who are older than me, being in front of crowds and being comfortable with that. And I think it really just opens you up to who you are as an adult, and you can understand yourself a bit more.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you didn't have a stutter when you were a young girl, but like Emily Blunt, did you find that being in the theater gave you more confidence to speak in front of people? And
I would say that the theater part probably, by that point, I wasn't that confident, but as an adult looking back, I think that was kind of like forcing yourself to be in a difficult situation that helps you in the end.
It's true, you kind of learn that you can be nervous in a situation and maybe really not want to go out on the stage. But if you believe in yourself and go for it, you find it's often much easier and you can end up really enjoying it. And that type of experience can really give you a lot of confidence, as Emily Blunt also learned as a kid. She also, though, used it to beat her stutter. Let's find out more about this interesting story about a very famous and talented actress, Emily Blunt, the star who beat her stutter.
Blunt found that when she spoke in a funny voice or with a different accent, she no longer stuttered. And by age 14, her stutter had disappeared completely. What's more, by making her reluctant to speak, her stutter had forced her to listen to and observe others more. As a result, she could mimic others and embody characters far better than her peers. Despite this clear talent for acting, Blunt planned to go to university and study languages, with the goal of becoming a translator. However, during one summer break, she took a role in a theater play just to earn some money. An agent spotted her talent immediately and gave her the encouragement she needed to consider acting for a career.
All right, let's find out more about Emily Blunt, the star who beat her stutter.
Blunt found that when she spoke in a funny voice or with a different accent, she no longer stuttered. And I think that's very common because stuttering is when you're talking. But when, as Mike said, you're acting as someone else, for example, if she has an American accent, she is not American. So if she puts on an accent, that means a voice, the way somebody talks that sounds like they're from a certain place. So for example, our accents are very North American, whereas Emily Blunt has a very British accent because the way you pronounce something, the way you sound, tells us where you are from, and that is an accent. I have a sentence for you. He was speaking English, but I couldn't make out his accent. Was he Indian? Is he Malaysian? Is he Irish? Where is he from? I am not sure where he's from. So the accent is connected to the country of origin that you are from and the way that people talk there.
That's true. I mean, there's a Taiwan accent if you speak Mandarin. There's the
true,
Beijing
true.
Ni Zainar.
Yeah,
there's that kind
very
of Northern
much
Chinese
different.
accent. So many languages have it. And you're right, if you know the accent, you can often guess, oh, you're from Scotland, or you're from Australia, or you're from Texas.
Yeah,
or
even
something
Americans,
like
many accents.
That's true. So anyways, by using an accent as a character in a play, suddenly her stutter would go away. That's interesting. And then it says, and by age 14, her stutter had disappeared completely.
Wow.
Even in normal life, when she was talking, when she was in a store asking questions, wherever, when she used to stutter, by 14, she no longer stuttered. And there was another good benefit from taking on this passion for acting. It says, what's more, or additionally, by making her reluctant to speak, her stutter had forced her to listen to and observe others more.
Oh, that's a very important skill.
So as a kid, remember, she was embarrassed, ashamed about the stutter. She just wouldn't talk as much. So in groups with friends or at school with her family, she wouldn't talk as much as she would just listen and watch people. Now, when she was older as an actress, as a result, she could mimic others and embody characters far better than her peers. She was basically good at copying people, at acting like those people, and this really made her stand out as a young actress. If someone said, pretend to be this kind of person, Emily Blunt would be like, oh, I know that kind of person. I've watched them for many hours. So she was a much better actress than her peers. Your peers are basically your equals, your social equals, the people who are around the same age as you, who maybe do the same job as you or something like that. Other students in your school would be your peers. If you're a doctor, a lawyer, other doctors and lawyers would be your peers. And even outside of school, kids who are around the same age as you would be your peers as well. Not equal in all ways, just generally as a group, you're all kind of the same. For example, Henry gets along well with all of his peers. So kids his age, kids at school his age, his family, his cousins, all people around the same age, he gets along with them well.
Okay, so back to the article. Despite this clear talent for acting, Blunt planned to go to university and study languages with the goal of becoming a translator. However, during one summer break, she took a role in a theater play just to earn some money. And then her life happened. Sometimes you don't know when you're about to enter into a stage that changes your entire life.
Absolutely, yeah. Hobby soon turned into her life's work. It says an agent spotted her talent immediately and gave her the encouragement she needed to consider acting for a career. Not just as a hobby, but this agent, someone who looks for talented people and tries to get show business jobs, the agent spotted her and said, you're a really good actress. You could be a great actress. And that is the thing that really kicked off Emily Blunt professional actress, or led to her career in acting. Let's take a quick break and then we will be back.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。我们在第一天的课文读到 Emily Blunt 童年时期有口疾问题，这让她缺乏自信，变得安静又害羞。那有一位老师就建议她演出学校戏剧来克服自己的恐惧。那么 Emily Blunt 发现啊，当她用那种滑稽的声音或者是不同的口音说话时，她就不再口疾了。那么到14岁的时候，她的口疾已经完全消失。此外呢，由于她先前口疾不愿意说话，使她更常去倾听和观察别人，因此啊，她也比同才更善于模仿别人，还有体现角色。我们来看单字 accent， 也有人念作 accent， 它表示口音或者是腔调。那么 peer 它表示同辈、同才。我们说 peer pressure 就可以表达同才压力的意思。那么课文接着写到说，尽管 Emily Blunt 她有明显的表演天赋，但她打算上大学攻读语言，目标是要成为一名译者。只是有一年暑假，她为了赚一点钱接演一个舞台剧的角色，结果呢就被一名星探挖掘了。好，这边有一个重点，我们要进入文法时间。好，我们来看这个重点是 despite 是介系词，表达尽管、虽然怎么样，它就跟 in spite of 意思及用法相同，后面是要接名词或动名词，像是 They went for a walk despite the rain， 尽管下雨，他们还是去散步。那补充一下 ，despite 之后如果要接子句的话，不能直接接哦，你必须先加上名词来作为同位语，像是接上 the fact， 把它写作 despite the fact that 主词加动词。所以像刚刚的例句，我也可以把它写作 They went for a walk despite the fact that it was raining。好，那我们接着回到课文中。
A few years later, in 2006, she got her big film break, acting beside Oscar-winning actor Meryl Streep in The Devil Wears Prada. The rest, as they say, is history. This year, Blunt co-stars in Oppenheimer. In the movie, she plays Kitty Puning, the woman who would marry the father of the atomic bomb, Robert Oppenheimer. Blunt's incredible success story is truly inspirational. It proves that sometimes what seems like a curse can take you down some wonderful and unexpected paths.
All right, we are back. So Emily Blunt turned a small summertime acting job into a big chance to get an agent. And I guess this agent was out there getting her some small film roles, some little parts in a few things. I remember her in an old Tom Hanks movie, and she was in it for like 5 minutes or something like that. So that often happens, right? Actors and actresses have to try a few things out before they get their big chance. And that's what happened to her in 2006. It says a few years later, in 2006, she, Emily Blunt, got her big film break acting beside Oscar-winning actor Meryl Streep in The Devil Wears Prada. She was with Anne Hathaway. I remember Stanley Tucci, another great actor, was in that movie. Really good movie. She had a smaller part, but she really made it
memorable.
Very memorable, absolutely, and an interesting character. And the rest, as they say, is history. So this kind of is an expression to kind of say, this is the thing that happened, and then everything after that, we all really know about. It's really famous. We don't have to tell you that story again. She became a big movie star.
So like 20 years later, we've got a new movie coming out. This year, Blunt co-stars in Oppenheimer. In the movie, she plays Kitty Puning, the woman who would marry the father of the atomic bomb, Robert Oppenheimer. Okay, so this is some science going on right now.
Well, a little bit. Robert Oppenheimer was, of course, a very famous physicist from America, and along with a huge team of scientists and engineers, they built, yes, the first atomic bomb, or bombs, the ones that were dropped on Japan in 1945 to end World War II. Again, the rest is history. We all know about that. And these were atomic bombs. They were a wonder of science, and still are kind of a wonder of science, and also very scary, very powerful. But when we talk about atomic, this adjective, we are talking about the basic things that everything is made of. All things are made with atoms. There are billions and trillions of atoms in you, in everything, everywhere in the world. We have an atom, and its smaller parts are a nucleus and electrons and protons and neutrons and things like that. We study atoms and atomic things both in physics and in chemistry. But basically everything in the universe is made up of atoms. And when we talk about things that are really, 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 really small, like atoms or the science or properties of those really, really, really little things, we talk about atomic. Atomic power or nuclear power, atomic bombs, atomic energy, things like that. Or we can also use it to talk about parts of history, like where we live now or where we have been living since 1945. It says the atomic age generally refers to the period between 1940 and 1963, when many countries and scientists around the world were starting to do things using atomic energy. All right, back to the article. Blunt's incredible success story is truly inspirational. It is. To overcome a stutter and to become a famous actress, that is absolutely amazing. It's a great story. And as the article says, it proves that sometimes what seems like a curse can take you down some wonderful and unexpected paths. Right, for a young person who wants to be an actor, for that person to have a stutter, that would seem like a curse, a really terrible thing that will never make you happy in life. But it can actually end up having a happy ending or taking you down some wonderful, incredible, unexpected paths.
Yes, and the adjective incredible means amazing, show-stopping,
oh my gosh.
Wow. Something that's not just good, but it's actually great, and maybe it even changes your life because it takes it in another direction, or you are so amazed by it because you've never seen anything like it. Stephanie's month in India was an incredible experience, and I know a lot of people talk about India as being very incredible, and I think that's because it's so different from what you experience in your everyday life. The food, the people, the culture, it's just a big wow. So when you say someone or something is incredible, that means it's better than anything you can imagine.
And here we also have this word curse. Yeah, you might think that being a young person who wants to act but having a stutter would be a curse. It's a terrible amount of bad luck, something that's sort of evil and it's hanging around your life, and no matter what you do, you'll never be able to be free of it or get rid of it. Let's look at the example sentence. The movie star considers his fame to be a curse. He just wants to go to the supermarket and buy groceries like normal people, but he can't. It's not that bad. I guess it could be.
It could be super bad.
All
we
right.
have a what do you think question.
Yes, let's talk about Emily Blunt. Which Emily Blunt films have you enjoyed? And why?
And I told you mine already,
You
so
did.
your turn to answer.
Oh, well, I will mention the same one. I enjoyed The Edge of Tomorrow because it was a very interesting science fiction movie. I saw that Tom Cruise was in it. I thought he would be all over the movie, but Emily Blunt's actually in it quite a lot. And it's just a cool, interesting story that I believe was based on a Japanese manga.
Cool.
I'm not sure about that.
If
but I
you've
think
never seen her films, you should definitely check them out.
Yeah.
And I think that The Devil Wears Prada is a bit old, but very worth watching.
Still a good film, absolutely. And that's the cool thing. She's done funny movies, romantic movies, action movies, scary movies, A Quiet Place. A lot of people said, oh, that's such a scary movie. So you can enjoy Emily Blunt all the time. And I'm sure she'll have more great projects for us coming up soon, like this film, Oppenheimer. Looks interesting. Anyways, keep plugging away at your challenges. I'm sure, like Emily Blunt, you will do wonderful things with them. Until we see you the next time, all the best and bye-bye.
Bye.
在2006年 ，Emily Blunt 获得从影以来的大好机会，跟奥斯卡金像奖得主梅丽史翠普一起演出穿着 Prada 的恶魔。那接下来发生的事大家都知道了，也不用多说了。文中它是用到 The rest is history， 字面意思是剩下的都是历史，也就是说接下来发生的事大家都知道，就不需要多说，无需多言了。好，那么今年 Emily Blunt 有共同主演《奥本海默》，那这部片是关于原子弹之父罗伯特·奥本海默的故事。我们来补充一下 ，atom 表示原子，那文中这个 atomic 它的形容词来表达说原子的、原子能的。好，那么 atomic bomb 就可以表达原子弹。Mike 老师刚刚则提到这个 electron 是电子。Proton 是质子 ，neutron 则是中子。好，那么课文最后写到说 ，Emily Blunt 不可思议的成功故事确实很励志。那这证明呢，有时候呢，看似祸害的事情，可以带你走上美妙而且意想不到的道路哦。我们来看单字 incredible， 它是形容非凡的、令人难以置信或是不可思议的。Rainbow 老师他用到 show-stopping。这个意思呢，其实就像我们在看表演的时候，非常精彩哇，大家就疯狂的鼓掌，不得不让这个表演终止下来。所以其实 show stopping 它就是形容表演是精彩的、令人惊艳的。好，那么至于 curse 这个名词，它表示祸害、祸因或者是诅咒。那这边有一个重点，我们要进入文法时间。好，我们来看这个重点是 what 当做复合关系代名词的时候，相当于 the thing that 或者是 the things that。那么 what 引导的名词子句呢，可以当主词、受词或者是补语用。当主词的话，要把它视为单数，然后后面搭配单数动词哦。我们就来造3个例句。第一句是 What he did was very honorable， 他所做的是很值得尊敬。那这时候名词子句 What he did 是当主词，把它视为单数，所以后面搭配单数动词 was。再看到第2个例句是 I don't know what he's talking about， 我不知道他在说什么。那么名词子句 what he's talking about 是当受词用，也就是这个动词 know 的受词。在第3个例句 This is what I've been looking for， 这就是我一直在寻找的东西。这时候名词子句 what I've been looking for 是摆在 be 动词后面，是当主词补语，用来补充说明主词，让语义完整。好，那么以上的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Blunt found that when she spoke in a funny voice or with a different accent, she no longer stuttered, and by age 14, her stutter had disappeared completely. What's more, by making her reluctant to speak, her stutter had forced her to listen to and observe others more. As a result, she could mimic others and embody characters far better than her peers. Despite this clear talent for acting, Blunt planned to go to university and study languages, with the goal of becoming a translator. However, during one summer break, she took a role in a theater play just to earn some money. An agent spotted her talent immediately and gave her the encouragement she needed to consider acting for a career. A few years later, in 2006, she got her big film break, acting beside Oscar-winning actor Meryl Streep in The Devil Wears Prada. The rest, as they say, is history. This year, Blunt co-stars in Oppenheimer. In the movie, she plays Kitty Puning, the woman who would marry the father of the atomic bomb, Robert Oppenheimer. Blunt's incredible success story is truly inspirational. It proves that sometimes what seems like a curse can take you down some wonderful and unexpected paths.
Some people mistakenly believe Brother Park's Korean fried chicken only became popular because of the hit Korean soap opera My Love from the Star. In fact, starting out as a small street food stand, this restaurant has been open for business in Fungjia Night Market for more than 5 years. It is believed to be the first Korean fried chicken restaurant in Taiwan. The Korean owner fell in love with Taiwan after he came here to study. He introduced the famous Korean fried chicken to Taiwan in the hope of providing Taiwanese people with a leisurely space to chat and enjoy great food and drinks. Instead of adding factory-made products, the sauces used in the store are all handmade using original ingredients imported from Korea. That's why the food has such an authentic taste. It offers 10 different flavors of fried chicken, which can be divided into 3 main categories: red sauce, black sauce, and original seasoning. In addition to the signature fried chicken, it also sells Korean instant noodles and beer. It's an ideal place for friends to gather. It's worth mentioning that though the restaurant is known for its long lines in Fungjia Night Market, it doesn't have a time limit, as it aims to create a relaxed dining atmosphere.